This is not TV.
Oh, it's YouTube.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes all the difference.
It's you, tube.
Honestly. No,
No, this is just, it's actually just 60 photos per second.
Oh, as you like. I'm very fond of my privacy and anonymity, however, so.
Nice.
Yeah, if you want, you can call me the hermit.
I'll point it towards me and I'll just say there's a magical guru.
Helps our empathy.
Yeah.
Now you just whip out technology.
Well, this brings this person, who is a very effective and mystical and sage-like figure, which the world needs more of, these YouTubers that are feeding people the cotton candy of like, who can guess whose ass is the biggest? I'm throwing a pizza party. You know, it's like...
I want to point out that you've made a really fine point. One of our big problems these days is that social media is fodder for narcissism.
Yeah.
And narcissism is an essential sickness that, I mean, it's not just narcissists, it's the psychotics that they turn into when they're really, really bad.
Right.
And these people, psychopaths, excuse me, and these people rule our world because they don't care, they have no conscience, no remorse, no convictions, other than, you know, self-aggrandizement, more control. And so they get ahead in the institutional life of our society. And they, like, most of your politicians and most of your corporate CEOs, these people are clinically insane and dangerously so. But, you know, they wear masks and they become very adept at feigning humanity when in fact they've lost them.
Right.
And it's more or less the equivalent to losing what people call the soul. And it's a very sad thing. What these people are is they're damaged children. They were abused and harmed and traumatized beyond the point of endurance, and they turned against the world and declared essentially war themselves against everyone and everything else. And it's not, but it would be tragic if it weren't so destructive, and particularly because again they rule us. The people who are at the World Health Organization right now, for instance, these are classic psychopaths looking for more control, and they're trying to vote themselves without asking anyone else in the world. They're trying to say, we now have supranational powers and we can tell the United States what to do with its money and weapons, and now you have to follow our rules in the case of a medical emergency. This whole thing has been a huge fraud, simply to enable a few billionaires to take effective control, establish a totalitarian world government of the people, by the billionaires, for the billionaires.
Preach. We need to go by the people and for the people.
Yeah, that's exactly so. The Constitution in this country is a treasure beyond price, and people barely know what it says anymore. And again, it's because the education system has failed them, failed the children of today so thoroughly, not teaching them the necessary basics of how to live in a democratic society and remain free as we are intended to be.
It feels like we have no platform for our voices or our emotions to be heard anymore.
Except for YouTube, maybe.
We can still make motions.
I recommend Rumble and Odyssey and BitChute, by the way. Rumble in particular is very free speech. It's a bit right-wing, but there you go. You know, everyone's got to have their space, and Rumble guarantees it.
It's got uncanceled culture.
You know, canceled culture is nothing more or less than the Soviet Union under Stalin or China under Mao. This is what they're headed toward. Don't make no mistake about this. One last lesson. Communists and fascists agree completely with the globalists like Klaus Schwab. The government should own you. Don't buy it.
I have Klaus Schwab's number. Should we text him something?
Would you please tell him to stand down quietly and stop molesting humanity?
I think that we need to filter that through a non-violent communication translator so that we don't...
And AI. There you go. There goes humanity for it. Artificial intelligence. They just had a new...
I want something that will speak to his soul.
I told you, humanity is like the human soul. He's lost his. That's why he does what he does.
Right.
That's why he's compelled to seek ever more control without reason or rhyme.
Well, he's rationalizing the self over the whole.
Well, he's rationalizing the ego.
Right. He's thinking through an ecosystem rather than an ecosystem. He does have existential fear and dread for the world, but he thinks that pushing his own power is the solution rather than empowering all of us.
I think each man seeks his own version of the good. And I imagine that Klaus, so far as it goes, is sincere. However, I have to point out once again, he's a fucking psychopath. He's a dangerous one. And we've got to make sure these people are under control in the future, shall we say. I don't even want to say under control because it just perpetuates injustice, but we've got to find some humane way to neuter these people and their effect on our society. They're very good at certain jobs. They're really good as warriors. You want a psychopath to go to war for you, but watch your back when he comes home.
I have a proposal for you.
All right.
I I have a plan to reach Klaus Schwab. I do already have his number. I once sent him a video on YouTube of it totally unveiling all about the World Economic Forum and this stuff. And I was like, check this out, you know, because I want him to see what the world knows and thinks. That video is now removed off of YouTube.
Only for you, sir. Only for you.
I am not happy that I got the propaganda killed quicker, sadly. But what I do know is that you can take on these emotions and through the internet, hack them to reach these people and to build the voice of the people.
Yes.
And what I was just telling him inside was about something I was calling we motions. And we motions would be a way for our emotions to form as a collective and to rather than cancel people to push motion. Because what we...
Sounds like consensual empathy.
Yes. Wow, I like that. And
I'm all for it.
what I was saying was, and this has been really big, you're not someone who's typically someone who does post on TikTok.
No.
Right. And that's actually a massive strength. So if you choose to follow this path of defeating the corrupt national institutions and to defeat Klaus Schwab.
I'm on it.
You're on it?
I'm on it.
Let's fucking go.
Let's do this thing. Look, humanity is better than we know. We got things going for us that we don't understand yet because we've been systematically conditioned to forget.
Right.
But we can remember, and we can have an awfully good time doing so.
We're going to systematically...
We need to remember the essence of our humanity and the purpose of our humanity and the strategy that is our humanity. Because, look, we're naked animals, all right? We die alone in the forest, but together we're stronger than any predator.
We're all in this together.
Because we
everyone
feel each other's pain as our own to a certain extent, and we feel we know the possibility of cooperation. It's far stronger than the possibilities of competition and predation.
What would you say to someone who would say, like, you know, the UN, the World Economic Forum, the World Health Organization, all of these structures are there to enable global cooperation and bring scientific ideas and other ideas around the world? Like, can you not see the good angle of these organizations?
Absolutely.
But they've gone somewhere wayward.
We mustn't throw the baby out with the bathwater, but we've got to understand that the bathwater is irretrievably corrupt at this point, and we're going to have to reconstruct these things wholesale.
Yeah.
There's just no way around that because every single person involved in these institutions, it necessarily goes beyond ineptitude, incompetence. It's corruptness, and if it's not actually, you know, psychopathy and predation behavior.
Do you mean that, like, in terms of, say, the response to the COVID-19 or
I mean
this type of
precisely
thing?
that.
Yeah.
That and everything that's gone along with it, and besides it, you guys understand that it wasn't. It's just that COVID-19 was just sort of the open salvo in the beginning of an open war on humanity by these people. They mean to do most of us in and turn the rest of us into cyborg slaves. And I say no.
All hail plankton. All hail plankton. Don't get the Neuralink.
Plankton?
That's from SpongeBob.
Oh. Plankton?
In the SpongeBob movie,
Yeah.
it's super based. They all get they go to Plankton's place. You get a free chum bucket with every patty, which is a helmet which is attached to the internet.
It's a mind control helmet.
Yeah, and then he turns it on, he activates it.
Oh, that's really.
And then they all go, all hail Plankton.
So the plankton are sort of like Big Brother and Bikini
Yeah.
Bottom, yeah?
Yep.
I'm going to have to watch more SpongeBob. I completely missed that. I don't do much media, you know?
Yeah, of course. You should. You're great at it.
Why, thank you very much.
Your voice needs to be heard.
Were you
why,
just
thank you.
here meditating, or did you
This-
plan
I
to give
give-
this speech? Did you know we were coming?
I had no idea.
Tell us the truth.
Entire-
Tell us the truth, damn it.
Plan!
Our plan all along
Yes.
manipulating you from above. You have no idea.
He's got the arc.
There we go.
He is the arc.
This is my mind control device. If you get it away from me, I might turn into a human being. But
All hail this man. All hail this man. Follow the leader.
You're all individuals. We are all individuals.
The leader says to lead ourselves.
You know.
Anarchy.
We got to remember, anarchy doesn't mean no control, no rules.
Right.
It means no authorities pointing guns at people and telling them what to do.
We need the anti-empire empire.
I find authority is still entirely too useful a tool for social order at the present level of human development. But it's a necessary evil, perhaps, but it's an evil all the same.
Right.
So that's it. That was the end of the sentence.
Holy crap. All right, I have a motion for you.
You guys know Larkin Rose, that's it.
I don't.
Larkin Rose is a great man, and he's well worth listening to. He speaks
On the internet?
Yeah, certainly. Look him up on YouTube. Actually, he's probably been censored from YouTube. You know, this is to say, that's a badge of honor.
That is a badge of honor.
You've been censored.
You've been spitting some facts.
It's like war wounds, you know, a lot less painful and debilitating.
Right.
We should all be thankful we're doing war in virtual space these days.
You get a purple heart to show that you're fighting the red and the blue and pushing the world to come together.
Showing courage at the price of your own flesh and blood for the sake of humanity at large.
Wow.
Grr.
Holy shit. We need you on the world stage.
Look, words are easy, okay? We must become warriors, each of us, out of
Right.
exigency, I suppose, in the next few years. But I'm not a warrior at heart. I believe very strongly that everything that's good about humanity comes in peacetime.
Well, you're a warrior in a garden, tending to your garden.
There you go. I like that image. That's really nice. And every warrior wants to retire to his garden where it's
Right.
peaceful. Things aren't blowing up.
And sometimes from your garden, you can have ideas to look at the world's garden and say, here's how we get the weeds out.
One good thing about war is it teaches us what we don't want to live through. You know, it's important to have these examples, these borders in mind, and I guess somebody's got to face these terrible things in order that we might know about it, who don't have to face
Right.
it directly.
100%, 1,000,000,000%.
Yeah.
I just spoke to Richard on exactly a blueprint that we're planning on doing to reach world leaders and to bring them emotions. We call the platform We Motions. What we recognize is the fact that these types of ideas on the internet have been magical at building grassroots movements. Simply by saying on these platforms, that TikTok and Instagram and YouTube, so much of the short form content is bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Anything with a real story captures. Because at our core, we love story. The world's built on stories. And so the ones which actually take on commitment to a higher order purpose. One guy did day one of staying outside Twitter till I hug Elon Musk. Now that's not that much of a higher order purpose, but it was a story. 62 days later, he reached over 200 million people, and so many people were sending it to Elon that this guy came out and hugged him.
You're kidding me.
He basically was doing a preliminary version of We Motions.
No kidding.
You're motioning the entire internet to follow this movement to bring something into existence. And so what we're going to be doing is getting a ton of people to start motioning, saying day one of allowing everyone to put their emotions down of what they want this person to change or just to respond to. And each day we're just reading off the main motion that comes up until this person replies. And what this is a ticking time bomb for these celebrities to need to reply. It's a voice for the people. It's a platform to build our collective voice.
It's an attention laser.
Yeah, it's an arc.
The arc is a passive thing. The intention laser is weaponizable, but it doesn't hurt anybody. It just embarrasses the fuck out of them.
And it's something that they want to reply to it. Once one person replies to it, you know, we can think of Klaus Schwab as our moon.
Okay, will hugging Klaus Schwab help? Really? I mean, he's born from Nazis and he's a Nazi himself.
Yes. Well, so what will happen is, let's say we do some smaller celebrities, some smaller singers and artists.
Right.
Once they reply, these armies that existed are gonna go, holy crap, we might actually be able to motion Donald Trump and Klaus Schwab. And so the We Motions army is gonna get bigger and bigger. It's the same idea as cancel culture, but it's actually a targeted laser of social change for a voice.
Maybe we could persuade Biden and Putin to hug.
You could take two different pages and you could motion on Biden's and on Putin's. It says hug Biden, and that one says hug Putin. That would be an internet legendary moment. It would show the internet how powerful it is, because all the people need to do is recognize they're in the power the whole time.
Then Netanyahu, but I don't know who'd hug him.
So basically, I think whatever necklace you're wearing, let's just say it worked, and even if it didn't, it's better to believe that it did. And you, my friend,
I could tell you that I'm channeling the awesome intelligence of the universe, but I'd be lying.
I'm listening. I'm buying it.
All right.
I want your snake oil.
Yeah, well,
Give it to me.
I'll tell you, one of the things we got to understand in this country too is that the Rockefeller family, all right, the wealth that basically founded the American Medical Association.
Do you want to motion them?
Yeah.
Okay, so now you're taking on two different accounts. Because your face is going to go perfect for the world. The sage
Again,
wisdom.
I'm not here to become a public personality. I've studiously avoided it all my life.
My friend, I totally understand that sentiment. But I want you to hear my emotion in understanding the fact that
I want to hear about the Rockefellers.
Peer pressure, peer pressure, peer pressure.
I'm being an effective jerk, and I'm jerking you off in a good direction.
I I don't require a hand job.
I require your hand.
There we go.
In
Do
defeating
you have a business card?
all of this stuff. I can give you my number.
Yeah, do.
Let's do it.
I don't have a smartphone, so it's not
You live
easy.
around here.
Okay,
You don't
I
have a
have,
phone?
I have paper.
I love that.
I've never owned one. I don't want to.
No way.
give me a smaller celebrity that if we Motion them and it's successful, that you will start the TikTok channel and you be the Motion figure for Klaus Schwab. Because I know that you are the energy and the figure that people will then listen to on TikTok in order to change this man and to reach him.
Jack, you don't have to pressure.
This is
He's doing the ego hand job thing again.
He doesn't want a hand job.
Right. No.
well, we have to be heroes. And my heroic energy inside of me is just being imbued upon him to find a path of coagulation so that cooperation may defeat corporation.
I wonder where I can follow you. If you write it down in my dumb phone here.
Let's go. All
Maybe
right.
your friend can write it down.